Good afternoon, everyone. Unfortunately, Mayor Prokop is away on town business, so you're stuck with me. So welcome, everyone. I would like to welcome everybody to June 13th, Taber Town Council meeting. And I would like to call the meeting to order. And I was wondering if we can get someone to adopt the agenda as presented. Oh, Mr. Bruin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I make a motion that we adopt the agenda as presented.
Councillor Firth?
Councillor Bruin, would you accept a friendly amendment to adopt the agenda as amended to allow for the opportunity to undertake closed session items prior to the timing of delegations at 5 p.m.?
I would gladly accept that agenda.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table. Any discussion? If not, then can we get a vote on this? So, all in favor? Sorry. Motion unanimously carried. We'll have to shut someone's phone off. So point number 2, public hearings. There aren't any as of today, so we will go to the adoption of the minutes. So we have item 4.1, minutes of the special meeting of council, May 16th, 2020. Any changes needed to be made? And if not, Mr. Beckering, Councillor Beckering.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. I'll make a motion that council adopts the minutes of the special meeting of council held on May the 16th, 2020 as presented.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carried? Oh, thank you. Okay. Motion's carried. So we have item number 4.2, minutes of the regular meeting of council dated May 24th, 2020. Can we get anyone to make a motion on regards to that? Councillor Rudd?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll make a motion that council adopts the minutes of the regular meeting of council held on May 24th, 2022 as presented.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. So now we have item 5, business, or item number 5, I guess. Business arising from the minutes. Anything from that? No. So we will go on to item number 6, which is bylaws, and I don't see anything for that. Rolling right away along. Number 7 is action items. So item number 7.1, the Town of Taber, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Hermes Awards? Yeah. Mr. Thibault, can you speak on this, please?
We'll get Ms. Megan Brandon to come and speak to this one.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'm live. Good afternoon, Deputy Mayor and Council. Your Administrative Services Department is incredibly excited to have been awarded 11 International Hermes Creative Awards this year. These mark not only the most awards won by any town department at one time, but they also mark the first time the Admin Services Department has won 3 Platinum Awards, the highest level the AMCP can provide. As you'll see in your agenda package, these awards were for all sorts of different projects, but the majority did stem from the 2020 election, which is typically our largest project that we ever work on. The Hermes Awards are presented primarily for design and communications, which is my realm of responsibility in this organization. But as evidenced by the Veterans Banner Project winning a platinum, the awards also recognize communications work beyond what is expected of design. But I'm not an island. Communications can't do any of this without our team that consists of Carrie, Rayanne, who sadly can't join us today, and myself. These ladies often get to be my test subjects and provide ideas I would have never thought of, so I'd like to recognize them as part of these awards. It's also thanks to those departments who are willing to cooperate with us and who trust our high level of service that we're being recognized on an international level. So I'd like to thank the town's various departments for trusting admin services to provide creative communications when they ask us. As council can see, there are certificates for each award, but in the interest of keeping the presentation brief, we'll only present a selection to symbolize the total. So with council's permission, we would be honored if Deputy Mayor Sorensen would first present the platinum certificates to Ms. Hembro, the RA's coordinator, and myself for the Veterans Banner Project, and then present the platinum and gold trophies to myself and Carrie Van Ham.
Till the end.
Till the end, okay. Uphill, downhill.
That's good, you guys deserve
You
it.
guys, yeah, that's fantastic. It's amazing.
Our teams. We'll take the shiny stuff.
Oh, she ducks. That's all right.
You have to do this.
Just like, yeah. So I'd like to just say, on behalf of the town council, we're very honored to have you as our employees, and it looks like we have a flashing board. So we will take Mr. Councilor Rudd.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say a number of years ago, I said to the town administrator, "You're gonna hire a what?" And here we are these number of years later, and I can just say, wow. Like, what a value add you have been to this organization and to the team. And we'll give you credit to the team. If there's a team, there's gotta be a team leader. So good for you. Very, very proud of all of you. And happy to admit I was wrong, dead wrong, and couldn't have been wronger.
So I think everyone kind of pushed their button at the same time, so we'll do Councilor Firth.
Thank you. I don't know if wronger is a word, Councillor Red. But I just wanted to congratulate all of you, and I'm so glad that you guys were recognized internationally. It's something that we all know what a wonderful job all of you at the town do every day, but it's certainly nice when you have a shiny trophy to put in the case. So congratulations, well deserved.
Okay, Councilor Bruin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to extend what the other two councillors said. Great job. And it's, if I read this right, 6,500 entries. And for you guys to come out like this, it's fantastic. And for Councillor Rudd to admit he's wrong once, that even makes it better.
And Councillor Beckering.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. I guess I might echo what has been said, but my question would be, has the Town of Taber Administrative Services won a Hermes Award before?
Forgive me, my math, I'm not in the finance department. I believe this makes a total of 17 that we have won.
Thank you. Follow-up? It does not diminish the fact that you won. Congratulations.
All right. Well, we should just end the meeting now at a high note. Yeah. Well deserved. So we will go on to, because there's no motions needed, so we will carry on to item number 7.2, Clean Energy Improvement Program. Mr. Thibault,
So we're going to get Blake Horanek to present on this particular topic.
thank you.
Deputy Mayor and Council, nice to see you guys today. I am here today to inform you guys of the Clean Energy Improvement Program, and I have a slide attached to the presentation if you can. So I will bring you guys up to speed on this program. Perfect, thank you. So what is the Clean Energy Improvement Program? It is Alberta's approach to property assessed clean energy financing, or PACE financing. So they provide financing to residential and non-residential property owners to make renewable energy upgrades. Repayment is through the regular property tax bill. And this type of financing can encourage property owners to make multiple upgrades at one time. So what kind of projects are eligible? Next slide, please. Examples of projects include furnace or boiler replacement, hot water tank, solar PV, insulation, high efficiency windows, high efficiency doors. Next slide, please. So what happens if the homeowner sells the property? Well, the upgrades are tied to the property, not the homeowner. If the homeowner sells the property before repayment, the purchaser would continue payment and retain the renovations. Next slide, please. So these are the SEEP program participants in Alberta so far. So right now we have the town of Rocky Mountain House, town of Devon, and city of Edmonton all enrolled and providing this service. And above that is municipalities that have SEEP in development. So there's quite a list of them, big, small, Village of Sterling to the city of Calgary. But as you'll see, a lot of them have put these bylaws together as of 2022 and 2021. So it is a fairly new program. How is the program funded? So in 2020, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, FCM, launched the Community Efficiency Financing Program. They basically allocated $300 million in financing to support the program across Canada by FCM. So the program capitalization stream offers a loan for the financing requirements of the program up to $10 million per municipality at a low interest rate, roughly 2%. So is there a grant available? So through the Community Efficiency Financing stream, there is also a grant available to cover program administration costs for up to 4 years. This includes municipal staff time, program administrator costs, marketing costs, etc. The grant value is up to 50% of the total program financing provided by FCM. So for example, if we receive $4 million in financing, we would receive up to $2 million to cover the administration costs. So the relationship between FCM and SEEP. So AMSC, or the Alberta Municipal Services Corporation, is the provincial SEEP program administrator. As administrator, the AMSC serves as a central hub for municipalities, qualified contractors, and property owners participating in SEEP. So the AMSC supports municipalities in the program with bylaw development and manages the majority of the program administration responsibilities. So application processing, qualified contractors, onboarding, marketing support. Basically, once it's set up, everything goes through their web portal, and Tabor's hands off for the most part. So what can Tabor expect for deliverables? So we would manage the program to implementation or launch. The tasks include bylaw development, grant application, capital sourcing, program design, and program launch. And the overhead for this would be covered by the grant. AMSC deliverables, so they manage the program after implementation, so application, payment processing, website management, contractor customer service, contractor onboarding, marketing, engagement, quality assurance, and program reporting, and their overhead is also covered by this grant. So if council would like to proceed with this program, your next steps would be to set up a meeting with AMSC to discuss deliverables. Administration would look after that. Administration would develop and pass a seat bylaw and bring it to council. We would work with AMSC to apply for the FCM Community Efficiency Financing Grant, create the SEAT program that's best suited for Tabor, and launch the SEAT program. Additional benefits. So early indications show that Tabor would be eligible to retain any of the carbon credits or carbon offsets that were generated from homeowners upgrades, so such as solar installations. Data is based off of a similar program administered by the City of Medicine Hat called HatSmart, and Medicine Hat retains all of the generated carbon offsets from their residential upgrades. So, are there any questions?
Thank you for that presentation.
Yep.
Councillor Rudd?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Thank you for the presentation, very informative. When does the good news stop? I mean, when I hear what's being said here and what's being proposed, so in a nutshell then, the community, our community would be eligible for 10 million?
Yeah, that would be the cap. They do prorate it based on population and stuff. So from what I've gathered, municipalities our size would probably be eligible for about 4 million, I would say. Don't quote me on that yet, but somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I just, when you calculate out the price of the, say, the 3 upgrades per household, you tap that money out pretty quickly.
You would, yeah. And similar municipalities have set a cap at about $50,000 per household, but they encourage homeowners to do, windows insulation, to do not just one upgrade, but multiple upgrades to really reap the benefits of that. So.
Yeah, so when we recover the money on the loans, you make your loan payment through your property taxes.
That's right.
And the money's loaned to us at 2%.
Yeah.
Is there a premium to pay it back? Like, is it paid back at 3%, or is it just 2 to everybody?
It would just be, the homeowner, we'd calculate it out, but they would incur the same interest that we did on the loan. So it's a wash. There's no money made. It's just whatever our interest rate would be passed on to the homeowners.
Okay, so other than another severe blow to the Alberta energy industry, I'm excited. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councillor Firth?
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. So the carbon offsets could be retained by the town of Tabor. What if a business wanted to retain those carbon credits for themselves?
They would have to finance those upgrades on their own by themselves. Yeah.
So it would be contingent on their participation in the program?
Yeah.
Okay.
They would either have to pay for them all themselves or find their own financing for that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Councillor Bruin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. 2 questions. How many years to pay this back then through your taxes? Like, is it based over 5, 10 years, or how do you?
So there's a formula for it, but they basically figure out how many upgrades you're doing, and they average out the expected life of those upgrades. So say, for example, you did solar PV, it's roughly about 30 years. So they would average that out over the 30 years. But you can pay it back sooner, but the maximum amount that you can set it up for repayment would be the maximum amount of the useful life of those upgrades.
Okay, so it just, if you were to sell your home, it's just carried through with the taxes.
Yeah, that's right. So if you get a high efficiency furnace, it's good for 15 years. It would have to be over 15 years. So it's case by case basis.
I think it's a great program, sounds like it. And this is open to any property owner in the town of Taber?
Yeah, within the town of Taber. Yep. Yeah, obviously, like Councillor Reddit said, and what I've seen from other municipalities, that intake is not an issue. Typically, they fill up pretty quickly. So, yeah, anybody would be eligible, and it's first come, first serve. So,
excellent. Thank you very much.
yeah.
Councillor Beckering.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. Hi, Blake.
Hi.
When something sounds too good to be true, there's got to be a negative aspect to something.
And, from our early indications of talking to other municipalities that are moving forward with this and have, it's a great program, and there's not a lot of downside. So we're really excited to bring this to you guys because we see this as a huge opportunity for the community. And so,
Follow up, if I may?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems to be a lot of work for the finance department to put that on to the proper tax roll beneficiary.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of work. That's being covered also?
yes, yeah, that would be part of the grant contribution, the administration overhead to manage that. So I don't know how many hours per year they would have to, but we would be able to calculate it out. So for the length of the program, 4 years, they would offset those costs.
Thank you, Madam.
Councillor Rudd.
Just a follow-up. Thank you. Yeah, almost a free lunch. I can't believe it. Did you, when you were speaking there, like, did you say high efficiency furnaces as well? So natural gas?
The administrators of SEEP have a criteria for eligible projects, and a high efficiency furnace over something that was like a 1970s, natural gas ones typically are over 90 to 95% efficient. So I think they would be eligible. Don't quote me on that, but I know by today's standards, high efficiency furnaces that are natural gas are considered, upgrades. So it should be, but I'd have to double check. Yeah.
As you can tell, everyone's fairly interested in this.
Yeah, exactly. So,
So if there's, Councillor Bruin?
Yes, Madam Deputy Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that Council directs administration to develop a clean energy improvement plan bylaw and start the funding of the application process.
Okay, Councillor Firth, I've seen you had your button. Okay. So we have a motion on the table. Is there any further discussion? And if not, can I have a vote, please? All in favor? I forgot that. Okay, motion carried. Thank you for the presentation. So we have item number 7.3, standing items, council requests. Looks like we have two on there. Mr. Thibault?
So nothing to update on either one of these. We will be providing an update in June for the weeds, grass, blowing stuff on 56th. And we're still in progress on the museum space. So open to council if there was more items that folks wanted to bring up.
Okay, the buttons, I don't know who's first, so Councillor Firth.
Actually, I didn't have anything. My light was just on because I was going to
Sorry, I forgot to push it. Technical
So you guys can
difficulties.
calm down. It's fine.
Okay, so Councillor Beckering.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. I had a taxpayer or ratepayer or resident contact me about the street sweeping. He is an avid motorcycle rider, and he said that the town's street sweeper is a piece of crap. So I'm just passing it on and ask Mr. Sheriff if able to respond to the request. That is not a piece of crap.
Mr. Shear, could you speak to our piece of crap, please?
So that's what we do. Public Works is look at crap, but the street sweeper isn't that old. You know, it does have some issues picking up very fine particles, dust and stuff. There's two types of street sweepers. One that picks up more of the debris, the rocks, but the sand and stuff needs a vacuum street sweeper. So we went with one that we had before to ensure that, you know, the streets are always clean of the bigger debris and not the smaller debris. So that's what we assessed was the concerns of residents. Obviously, it's not the concern of every resident. They have other concerns, but this is how we assessed it, and that's what we came up with. But the street sweeper does work quite well. It's better when we get a rain. It washes that debris down, obviously, and it makes the road safer.
No motion, then you're okay with that? Okay. Councillor Rudd?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Yeah, just a couple of things. And one of them arises out of the traffic report that we got last council meeting, and particularly about the parking survey. And I had a conversation with one responder, and this is about the garbage bins in the back alley. So I went down, had a look at that, and with the placement of those bins, the business owner has access to his parking, but he has to access it through the business next door. So if the business next door gets there before him, then he can't access his parking spot. Conversely, if he gets there before the business next door and he goes to leave, he can't get out. So it's creating quite a situation. So the solution there would be to place them both on the other side of the alley, or at least have one moved to a different location so that he can have that unfettered access and be able to conduct his business as he is wont to do. So I would make a motion that administration look into those bins and a replacement of those, so that or any other solution to allow that business owner access to the parking spots behind his business, which is the business of Moonlight Graphics. Moonlight Graphics? Yes.
We just need to address things like that.
Yeah, I think it's on the report by address, the parking survey report. So is that sufficient? Okay.
Mr. Tebow,
Yep, I remember seeing the report, and so we can go with Moonlight Graphics, and administration will find that address, and we can report back on that.
so we have a motion on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion carried.
And my second item, then?
Oh, I don't know. You
I
might
said
have
that
to.
too.
Okay,
You want-
sure.
Okay, thank you very much. This was some discussion that was generated in an email that you had sent out, Deputy Mayor, about fencing along 864 and the condition of said fencing. And so I don't know what action is going to come from that, but I did go and have a look at it. And it seems that pieces of that fence look to be maintained by the property owner or somebody, because it's in very good shape and looks really good. And then the rest of it, as has been pointed out, is not in very good shape and does need something done. So I would just caution that if there is a plan of action on that fence, that there be a consultation with the property owners prior to making a decision as to what's to be done, just because it looks like they've incorporated it into their property and using that as their fence and are maintaining it as well. So just if we could make sure that we do that moving ahead.
I'm not sure if Mr. Tebow wants to comment on that, or
Mr. Tebow didn't hear an official motion of any sort, but I did look backwards. I'd asked administration, because I was fielding some of those emails. Administration has some things to look into before we're able to come back with any type of a definite answer as to ownership of that, if it's town, if it's residential, if it's both. So based on the emails, we can continue exploring that, and we'll respond through the emails if that's satisfactory.
Are you okay with
Okay,
that,
yeah,
Councillor Wood?
I don't think we need, or perhaps a motion would keep it on the agenda, and I would make a motion then that any resolution to repairs to the fence on the east side of Secondary Highway 864 be done in consultation with the property owners.
We have a motion on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion carried. And then Councillor Bruin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have, I'm sorry, I was going to bring this up at the last meeting, but I was unable to attend because of COVID. But we looked at putting angle parking downtown beside Tabor Temp and across from Tabor Small Engine. If you look at that street, there's no sidewalk on the south side of that street, and it's quite a busy street with the church on the end. And I was wondering if perhaps we could look at installing some sidewalk there at this time, if we can fit it into this year's or look at it.
We can look at that, we can bring those costs back to council. It's not in our program this year. If you'd like it done, yes, we can get a higher contractor, we can look at that. But we could bring that back within the next meeting, because I know we already have those costs. I think there's about $34,000.
I just, the church is quite busy there on the corner, and there's quite a bit of pedestrian traffic there on Sundays, and
Well, we noticed the traffic down to the food bank. Lots of people walk down there too,
Yeah.
so yes, you're correct.
it's kind of surprising there isn't a sidewalk there actually, but over the years it's
Yep.
just been kind of missed, and the sooner the better for the angle parking there, I think. It would help with some of the congestion in that area.
But we'll bring it back for a motion for council to provide direction for us, if that would.
That would be fine by me. I don't think a motion for me then is required.
Yeah. It's up to you if you'd like to make a motion or just leave it as is.
I will make a motion that I direct administration to look into the prospect of putting a sidewalk on 48th Avenue downtown, beside reference to Tabor Temp and across from Small Engine.
Okay, we have a motion on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. And perhaps it's Councillor Firth's turn. Is there any other items to discuss? Otherwise, no. Because since we're not at point 8 for delegations. Oh, are we gonna
Go into closed session.
go into closed session? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Is that where we're at? Yep. Councillor Firth?
I move that we move into closed session
Thank you.
until 5 p.m.
Okay. Motion on the table. All in favor? Okay, motion passed. Thank have to say?
All in favor?
All in favor, sorry.
You don't have to
Why?
vote.
All in favor?
The mayor never has to vote. Unless it's a tie. Just as a
No.
tie.
No.
Oh, I
Read
always,
your bylaw, guys.
always thought mayor could just vote.
All right, motion carried to move back into open session.
When did
Um,
they change that?
Forever.
So we have someone, okay, we're in open session. We'll carry on. We'll have other discussion later. We're live.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
We've got our screenshot up.
So just to be a bit formal, we're having a delegation right now. We're moving on to item 8.1, and we are welcoming the Alberta Conservation Association delegation. So Diana, welcome.
There should be a button to press, Diana, to share or show your screen as the presenter.
I did that and it's crossed out saying that I can't do that. There's
We
another
have to
one.
accept it.
Okay, hang on a
It
second.
might be live now.
Screen.
Screen.
Down on the bottom there beside leave, don't you? No, that's us sharing ours.
Yeah. Yes, we do. In camera too. Although we do want to have a timely meeting.
We do want to have a time of meeting today.
You must be getting pretty good. No.
Diana, could we just get you to log off and then join the meeting again, and we'll try and make you a presenter again?
Sure, I will do that.
Thank you.
See you shortly.
Anything different for you this time, Diana?
No, I'm sharing. There's two options to share and I've pressed both of them and neither of them is working. If it helps, the one that is on the largest screen has share crossed out.
Can you see us?
I did, yes. And then there I can see you now.
Okay, so I have a copy of the presentation here. If I put that up on screen, would you be able to run from that?
We could. It just won't. It won't be really. Just a second. Let me try something else here. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
What about on the top? It says view who's talking. What if you clicked on that? At the very center, top center.
Mhm.
That's for us.
Okay, so I've got everyone who's talking, active cameras, hide everyone.
I just meant for us to try and see if
Oh,
we
I
could
see.
view you.
Can you do anything different now, Diana? We've made you the meeting organizer.
Yeah, no, she's muted.
Can we get- Now we should be able to hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Awesome. But you can't see my screen.
Still can't. No.
Okay. We could go with the one that you have on file there, but the problem with that is I had a video that did not email. It was just too large of a file, so that's why I prefer to use mine. But if all else fails, we could use the one that you have.
Okay, hang on a sec. You just send a Teams request, is what you're thinking. Diana, have you used Microsoft Teams before?
I have, yes.
Okay, we're going to try and send you a request that way, I think.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you for your patience.
You're mistaking my silence for patience.
We're here all night. Just glad it's not me trying to figure this
Yeah,
out.
it's frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Since I changed from that stupid Apple to this thing. I feel like I'm way better.
Well, yours is an Apple. That's on Apple. You went to something different.
Yeah, it's called water.
Yeah, no, it's so much better than Apple.
They upgraded, so I rented the Apple. So
Yeah, so we're using the same program. Yeah, that is much easier. Just go over to everyone else.
so can you can put the text in?
Yeah, if you need to. On text here.
I don't know how to get that toolbar to pop up. I just hit the T. And I hit down here. I lost my T. And I put Jack.
Not to go. It's not appropriate. It's not saying, hey. I get that. I've lost it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I can't get it. There's that second tool.
Go up here. View.
just get this. And then, I don't know how I get this. I don't know how I get it to open, but when I do. Well, you got
I happen to have some raspberry candies. Take one and pass it down. Would anyone like a raspberry candy?
I would like a raspberry candy. Is this a joke?
No.
Okay.
This is snack time.
Bonbons?
Bonbon. Carrie, would you like a candy?
Remember the Mojos? Yeah. Buy a penny a piece. Kind of like them.
They're like Mojos. You have to just let it.
We're so open.
Yep, you're good.
Use the camera on.
I guess so.
Lights up.
Maybe.
Just say that, ask that before I take my camera off. Now I've lost my beat.
Diana, did you see in the chat request a meeting link come through?
I have not received that. And I am signed into Microsoft Teams right now.
No, it's in the GoToMeeting window because we didn't have another way to get a hold of you.
And where's the go-to window? Go-to-meeting window, sorry.
Yep, that's right where you had signed in originally, where we were trying to get you to show the presentation. There's a chat box on the side.
I haven't received an invitation from you, so no, I don't have it. So, and just because we're spending a lot of time on this, we can just use the original presentation that I sent. It's quite a bit longer than the time that I was allocated. And I was told I have 5 minutes, so we'll just skip some slides perhaps. Would that work for you?
Yep. Can you see what's on the screen?
No, I see some chairs and I see someone walking by. I can see, yes, I can see your screen now, more or less.
Okay, so I'll scroll through as you.
Okay, sure. Sure, okay. Can I start then?
Yes, please.
Okay, so thank you very much for your patience, everyone, and thank you very much to Council for allowing me to present. My name is Diana Rung. I'm a biologist with Alberta Conservation Association. We are a nonprofit organization and a DAO of Alberta Environment and Parks, and we deliver projects that are outlined in an MOU between the two agencies. Next slide, please. Trying to make sure this is only 5 minutes. We have 4 main program areas. They are fisheries, wildlife, land management, and communications. Most of you are probably very familiar with our pheasant release program and the Tabor Pheasant Fest, which is under the wildlife category, obviously. And today, though, I'm going to speak very briefly about the fish stocking program. Next slide, please. This is a screenshot from our website of our Stock Lakes page. It's an interactive map that anyone, all public, and anyone can access to take a look to see if their pond that they're wanting to fish at has been stocked. This page is updated regularly. We stock 65 ponds throughout the province with rainbow trout, brook trout, brown, and also tiger trout. We stock many ponds in urban areas, and especially in other areas where fishing opportunities are limited. Next slide, please. So when you click on one of those dots there for Tabor Pond, this is just an example of what comes up. It just gives you some information on, there's a map, it says who stocks it, and the species and the strain. So as I say, it's something that's updated daily, or as the ponds are stocked. Next slide, please. We hire trout growers to produce and deliver trout for us. These are photos that show the stages of trout production from egg incubation to trout that are almost ready to be stocked in local ponds. We stock approximately 122,000 fish per year. Next slide. By early April or May, our trout are large enough to be stocked. All of our ponds are stocked at least once prior to the May long weekend. Some lakes received 2 spring stockings, one in May and one in June. And Tabor Pond was stocked once near the end of May because we were delayed because of the construction that was ongoing at the site. So we stocked them all at once. The trout we stock are about 20 centimeters in length and about 90 grams in weight. Prior to the trout being stocked, they are weighed to make and measured to make sure that they are at the size we're paying for, and they're loaded onto the delivery trucks. Next slide, please. This is a video that wouldn't send. It's a video clip of a fish stocking. So essentially, the fish are that's released from the tanks on the truck, and they slide down the fish tube and they go into the water. And it's unfortunate that you can't see that. It's kind of fun. Many of you may have already watched that at the pond. We invite people to come, school groups, and anyone interested to see how it's done. It's a really fun activity to watch. Next slide, please. And I did provide these 2 photos just in case the video didn't work, and it's a good thing I did. So this just shows if on the left side, the fish, the tube that goes into the water and the fish in it, and a close-up of the rainbow trout on the right-hand side. Next slide, please. We have been monitoring the water quality at Tabor Pond for many years now, and it's been done on a monthly basis. The dissolved oxygen is very important. It's important that it stays at an ideal level for trout to survive, and the levels are very good in this pond, which indicates it's a healthy water body. It's important to keep the water quality good, obviously, so that the fish survive and that people can successfully catch them. Next slide, please. There's a map or a picture that's probably quite familiar to you. The first time that we stocked this pond was in 2018. And as I said, we stock approximately 5,000 rainbow trout each year. This year was a special year in that we stocked over 350 30-centimeter rainbow trout. And that was hope for the Kids Can Catch event and well, for anyone who angles there. But we thought it was a special stocking for to involve families, and hopefully someone will get lucky and catch a big one. The total cost for stocking this year is it's about 16,500 and 19,500 in next year. Next slide, please. This is our current list of partners. We have a variety of them, some municipalities and some companies. We acknowledge and celebrate our partners on various social media to publicly thank them. Each of these partners helps to sponsor fish stocking at one or more ponds throughout the province. And without our partners, we would not be able to deliver the trout stocking program as well as we do. They really, really help. So next slide, please. Here's another screenshot of some of the partners that we have. So the reason that I'm here today is that we are requesting $5,000 per year for an ongoing commitment of 5 years or another amount. And we're asking for it to help offset the increasing cost of fish stocking. And for our partnerships, we use an MOU to formalize partnerships, and the MOUs can be customized to suit partners' wishes. And we right now are very grateful to the town of Tabor for the help that you've been providing for the Pheasant Fest, and it's a very valuable partnership for us, and we're just wanting to hopefully receive some assistance in the fish stocking at the pond. Our partners contribute between $1,000 to $5,000 per year. So as I said, the amount is just a suggested amount, and it's up to you if you decide to proceed with a partnership with us. And also, becoming a funding partner is voluntary. And if you're interested, I can send a copy of the MOU for you to review. So that's half an hour presentation squashed into 5 minutes. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you. That was very informative. Living here in Tabor, I didn't know the details other than just to go and fish. So thank you for that. Councillor Rudd. Yes.
Thank you for that presentation, Diana. I learned a lot. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, or Mrs. Mayor. Oh, I keep doing that. I just have a couple of questions.
Sure.
What about you talked about the quality of the water there, Diana, and the oxygen levels. Who maintains that? Is that just naturally occurring then because of where the water comes from?
Well, the town of Tabor manages the site completely. Our role merely is to provide fish and to monitor the water. So, yeah, so naturally it happens. Wind and wave action increases the dissolved oxygen in the water for fish. So you do have quite a bit of wind in that area. So that is actually something that is helping out.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that makes sense. And do we have any issues with invasive species?
Well, I know that you have, we heard that you had some yellow perch in the pond as well. And our staff in the Lethbridge office did some test netting there, and I was not aware of any invasive fish species in the water body, but I mean, it's very common throughout the province. We just hope it hasn't happened yet at Tabor.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Councillor Firth?
Thank you. I don't have any other questions, but I am prepared to make a motion at this time.
Okay.
Thank you. And thanks for the presentation, Diana. And I just would like to say that the partnership with Alberta Conservation Association is very valuable to the town of Tabor as well. So we feel the same way. And I would, you're welcome. I move that council approves the request of $5,000 per year for 5 years, totaling $25,000 to come from the operating reserves as requested by the Alberta Conservation Association.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table. Any further discussion? Seeing that there is none, all in favor? Okay, so motion is carried. So congratulations, and we look forward to having the continued partnership with you guys. Thanks, Diana.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. I didn't expect a decision today.
Yeah.
So then to follow up, I should just speak with Chris then? Is that correct?
Yep, Mr. Egan will get back in touch with you, Diana. He'll know the results of this and give us a few days to get back in touch with you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, and we appreciate you sticking with us during the technical difficulties.
Thanks so much. Bye now.
Bye-bye. All right, so we can carry on with media inquiries. Mr. Thibault, is there any media inquiries that you're aware of?
There's no media inquiries.
So then I think we'll move back into closed session. Can I get a motion, please? I'll beat you to it. Mr. Beckering?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. I'll move to go back into closed session.
All in favor? Okay, motion's carried. We will move. Okay, so we are needing a motion to go back into open session, please. Oh, sorry. So then, hi, everybody. Can we get the first motion for item 10.2?
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor. I would like to make the motion that council authorizes a lease renewal of 2740, that council authorizes the lease renewal of 2,740 square foot area of lot 1-6, block 15, plan 5638L, civic address 5207 49th Avenue, with Jenna Langhofer operating as All Fitness Gym, and directs the mayor and chief administration officer to sign the lease agreement.
Thank you. So a motion's on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor? Okay, motion is carried. We will move into item number 10.3. Councillor Firth?
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor, that is a mouthful. I move that council awards the carbon credit contract for the Wastewater Lagoon Solar Generation Project to Rewatt Power for an 8-year term at no cost to the town of Tabor.
Thank you for the motion. Any further discussion? Seeing as there is none, can we have a vote? So all in favor? Okay, motion is carried. So we have item 10.4, and that's going to be Councillor Rudd.
Yes, Madam Deputy Mayor, I propose a motion that council directs administration to proceed with the creation and finalization of an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, for the CSU, Community Standards Unit services to be performed by the Tabor Police Service inside the MD of Tabor boundaries and to obtain the official support of the ministry.
Okay, so we have a motion. Any further discussion? Okay, so all in favor? Okay, so motion is carried. And I believe the last one is item 10.5, which is also Councillor Rudd.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I make a motion that council directs administration to purchase the existing mobile home using capital reserve funds to up to a maximum of $199,000 and use the unit as a show home to facilitate lot sales in the Meadows development.
Okay, thank you. So we have a motion. Any further discussion? Okay, so all in favor? Okay, so motion is carried. So I believe we just need one more motion. Who's good?
I move that we close this meeting.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion carried. Thank you, everyone.